cash back on online shopping and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member, which you put towards your most essential deck addition, a bird feeder. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacing batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
As a dentist, I know what my patients are saying. She says her gums are irritating. Is there anything you can do? Absolutely. You can try new Crest Advanced Gum Restore.
New Crest Advanced Gum Restore. Find it at Meijer.
97.1 The Ticket and CBS Sports Radio 1270. Your homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The Seattle Seahawks host the Los Angeles Rams, followed by the Buccaneers in Washington. NFL Wild Card Saturday coverage starts at 4:15 on 97.1 The Ticket. Before we get to this thing about the Lions, I do want to throw some fun with Vegas odds your direction, okay? It's the first time you're hearing this. Kang, you as well. First time you're hearing this. And just to throw them together here quickly. These things are all 10 to 1, all right? 10 to 1. Courtesy of Bet.ag and where did Stoney send this one? This other one here from cosportsbetting.com. All right, you ready? 10 to 1. 10 to 1 that next year Deshaun Watson is a Detroit Lion. 10 to 1 that Tampa wins the Super Bowl. And 10 to 1 that LeBron James wins the NBA MVP.
I can't believe that Deshaun Watson's 10 to 1. That seems like much better bets. Because I can see both coming true. I can't see Deshaun Watson being a Lion. I'll go with the safe one. That's the one.
I tend to agree. LeBron MVP. 10 to 1 Deshaun a Lion. LeBron wins the MVP or Tampa wins the Super Bowl. Okay, which would you do?
I've got LBJ because I got Tampa getting upset this weekend. And there's 10 to 1 for Watson.
Yep.
Like 10 million to 1. But yeah.
The favorite to have Deshaun Watson next year is the New England Patriots at 2 to 1. The Colts are 3 to 1.
Is Bill O'Brien still running the team? Is that how we get to
Where's Houston?
This is Deshaun Watson's next team. So you can make this bet now, and you might not cash this ticket for a couple of years. But it says the odds are Deshaun Watson's next team. Patriots are 2 to 1, Colts are 3 to 1, Bears are 4 to 1, Broncos are 5 to 1, football team is 5 to 1, Saints and Lions are 10 to 1. All right, these things are 5 to 4. 5 to 4.
What is soccer?
Robert Saleh will be the next Detroit Lions head coach. Derrick Henry will lead wild card weekend in rushing. And this is my favorite by far. The St. Louis Billikens will win the A-10 in college basketball.
Wow. If I knew anything about the Billikens, I'd probably be all over it.
Yep.
What was the first one again?
Robert Saleh will be the next Lions coach.
I think Robert Saleh will be the next Lions coach.
Okay, I'm going to go Derrick Henry leads the wild card weekend in rushing. Kang?
I got Salah coming back home.
All right, cool. Those things are all heavily favored to happen at this point, so we'll have some more a little bit later on. Okay, so there's an interesting story in The Athletic. If we ran the Lions, what we'd do with Stafford, Galladay, and the number 7 pick. So Stafford, it was basically both Chris Burke and Nick Baumgardner said they'd basically keep him. But what I found most interesting is, and then Galladay, Burke said I'd franchise him if I had to, but I'd like to see how he felt about something like 4 years and $68 million with about 35 to 40 guaranteed. Baumgardner, if I could find something between 18 and 20 million a year, if he could find something between 18 and 20 million per year on the market, if he wants more, maybe the franchise tag is an option. But then he writes Galladay has to get signed. But the case of Romeo Okwara is really interesting. Because here we got a Lions team with virtually no pass rush. And he's a free agent. quietly had a hell of a year. On a team with no pass rush, he was providing the only consistent pass rush. He finished with 61 pressures, 42 quarterback hurries, and 10 sacks. Now, I'm not really sure what the difference between a pressure and a hurry is. You know, I mean, wouldn't those be very similar?
Yeah, I don't know. It's also weird. He's got pressures, hurries, hits, and sacks, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell the difference is on a pressure. I mean, does a pressure just mean that you've made the quarterback step up into the pocket or whatever? You were close. Is a hurry that you almost hit him? That's all.
But anyway, those numbers, top 5 amongst edge players in all 3 categories this year. So top 5 in the NFL.
It's impressive.
And as a free agent, you have to ask yourself, how do you let your best pass rusher, who's in-house, get away? How do you if this guy's providing pass rush for you, and he's already here, why let him get away? They're the only team that can negotiate with him right now. Now, given they don't have a GM, they could in the next, next couple of days, but would you bring him back on a team that's sorely lacking pass rush? And I think this comes down to, is he for real? Do you really believe in him? Or, Gator, I'll give you some guys who led the Lions in sacks, for instance, in the last 20 years. Kerry Hyder. Kerry Hyder led the Lions in sacks 1 season. Is Kerry Hyder anything special? Or did he just put together one of those years where he was the benefactor of any pass rush generated, quarterbacks happen to get flushed out of the pocket and right into his lap? You know what I mean?
Right.
Dwayne White. Remember Dwayne White?
He got a calf.
He did have a calf. That was, I don't remember who the coach was at the time. Was it Marinelli?
Marinelli.
Yeah, I said, hey, Dwayne White's got a calf. And we were like, what did he name his calf? A lot of people have pet calves. But anyway, Dwayne White led him in sacks. And he wasn't particularly special. So is Romeo Okwara actually for real and a good player, or is he the next Kerry Hyder / Dwayne White? What do you think?
I think he's better than Kerry Hyder or Dwayne White. I think he's onto something. I think we've seen flashes in the last couple of years, and I don't have his totals in front of me, but I think he did get home to the quarterback. This is a progression for him. So the 10 sacks he had this year is that indicative of what you can see and what you should expect for the next 3 years to come?
He did nothing.
I think it is.
He did nothing with the Giants. And then this is one of those, you kind of give Bob Quinn credit. They had a mutual practice with the Giants prior to the season. One of those things where you kind of scrimmage during the week. And they liked what they saw out of Romeo Okwara. I think the Giants tried to slip him onto the practice squad, and the Lions grabbed him. And he went out and had 7.5 sacks his first year in Detroit. Last year he had some injuries and went down to 1.5 sacks. But this year it ballooned back up to 10 sacks. He's 25 years old.
Yeah,
And
I think he's a keeper.
I think he is too, but then the question is, what does it cost you? And so the Athletic did an analysis of similar players. And what it cost for those similar players. They talked to their cap guru, Dante Fowler. Okay, he got 3 years and $45 million. Shaq Lawson got 3 years and $30 million. And kind of a sizable difference between 3 years and 45, 3 years and 30.
That's $5 million a year.
Yeah. So given their cap restraints, is it realistic to get a 25-year-old Romeo Okwara at 3 years for $30 million?
No, I don't think so. I think if you're Romeo Okwara, you just had this double-digit sack total season, and like you mentioned, top 5 in those other categories in the NFL. You're probably looking at it. This is your payday, man, and you're gonna. If I were him, I'd go to the highest bidder. This is money that's going to set you up for the rest of your life, and get the most out of it. And I don't know what what other guys have gotten
But is this a case where he's just, the timing is perfect for someone like him because he is 25? It's only 25, and he's coming off that great year. Perfect timing for him. I would imagine he's a guy that can get, at least $15 million a year on the open market.
So,
Start to think about Trey Flowers.
yeah,
What did Trey Flowers get from the line?
you have $90 million.
I mean, do I expect Okwara to get $90 million? That seems awfully high.
I don't know how much it was guaranteed. I mean, in the NFL, some of these contracts are, we know,
It's like a 5-year, $90 million contract, but could you see a 5-year, $80 million contract, something like that for Okwara? Yeah, I could. I think he can get something like that on the open market. But again, as you mentioned, it's all about guaranteed money, and if the guaranteed money ends up being, $51 million over 3 years, I think that's probably appropriate.
Yeah, the other one that they said that there's a comp, Yannick Ngakoue got a 1-year, $12 million contract. Could you get him to agree to $12 million annually?
He got but he was already, was that reworked when he got traded?
I don't remember because he got traded
I'm trying to remember
twice.
how that
He went
worked
to
out.
Jacksonville, and then he went from Jacksonville